order to do business with you. They break open your house one thing, they rape your mother, they rape your father, they rape your brother, they rape your sister, they rape your auntie, they rape your auntie, they rob you of all your jewels, they take your car if you have a license firearm, they take your firearm and they go on with that. And those that are supposed to vote for this bill, for the next year, you all are pleased and it's okay with that. What are they smoking? You cannot come and tell Saieed, well, hear this now. Saieed, mass mandatory, here we go. It come to an end. And then you come and tell me, here we go on Saieed. If you go to the supermarket, the grocery, or the malls, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you go in a pharmacy, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you're traveling, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the transportation hub, you have to wear your mask. If you're going to church, Saieed, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the school, Saieed, you're wearing your mask. If you go to a barber salon, you go to the theater, you're wearing your mask. Which dum-dum in Trinidad and Tobago will go in a theater and buy a popcorn and a juice and sit down and wear a mask? Thanks! If every councillor go through their constituency, do video clips like this and send it for us, I'm gonna be so happy just to play it on our program on a Wednesday night. You know why I would be happy? I will be filled with joy in my heart. You know why? Because the councillor is getting off their butts and they are actually going and doing some live video shoots. Real Talk took the initiative to find out suppliers of wheat in the world that National Flour Mill could go to. So now Romano is saying the company is not going to raise any price in the near future. Why? Why? Is it because the S-boss and they realize now that, hey, it is in the public domain that we could go right Mexico and buy flour and wheat? We could go right China and buy wheat? I am about change. And thus far, Real Talk is very effective in Trinidad and Tobago, coming towards making changes for the citizens. Public Utility Minister Marvin Gonzalez have urged the population to appreciate and be grateful for the availability of the utilities. This, as Gonzalez recalled, time in his life when he had to fetch water using a bucket from a nearby river. Gonzalez, I want you to understand something. I want you, Mr. Gonzalez, to understand something. You are being paid thousands of dollars by public utility, by the finance ministry, to govern WASA. Come on. To govern WASA, I want you to understand that you ain't going in no office for no free code. You are being paid. Do not tell me that I, Saieed, have to be grateful for the water I get it. Let me tell you something, Gonzalez. Every 4 months, I have to pay $400 and I get water once a bloody month. So don't come on a media briefing and say, Saieed, you have to be contented. You have to be happy. Marvin, the next best thing for you to do is to resign and get the hell out of here.
Welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I'm your host, Saeed. We do want to thank you for joining us, viewers. Like every other night, we encourage you to share our live stream. Real Talk with Saieed Ali on Facebook and TT Real Talk on YouTube. So, viewers, as we start our program tonight, the Occupational Safety and Health Authority and Agency, OSHA, has been accused for a double-barreled attack on the Paria Fuel Trading Company and two of its senior employees in its prosecution arising out of the 2022 diving tragedy. Paria's lead attorney, Gilbert Peterson, SC, made the accusation after his client, Paria General Manager, Mustiq Mohammed, Terminal Operation Manager, Colin Pfeiffer, and the company itself pleaded not guilty to 9 of the 15 charges against them. Mohammed faced 4 charges of negligence. He also pleaded not guilty to the court to the 4th charges against Paria on behalf of the company as its general manager. Pfeiffer faced a single charge alleging a failure to ensure those not in Paria employees were not exposed to the risk to health and safety. He too pleaded not guilty. Ali, who was a son of Kazim, died in the diving incident, faced 3 charges that allege as director of LMCS, he neglected to ensure the safety, the health and welfare of all employees, including the 5 divers. He pleaded not guilty to all the charges. At a virtual hearing on Wednesday, Peterson complained of the double-barreled attack. Similar complaints have been levied against Paria LMCS and its principals in the industrial court. However, senior counsel Pamela Elder, who led a team of attorneys for OSHA, said the Privy Council case has no bearing on the matter in the magistrate court. So viewers, we're going to wait in the coming days. I'm sure they are going to have more on this matter. So when it breaks, we're going to inform you. Attorney for Auditor General Jayawati Ramdas are expected to make an application for a recent statement made by Finance Minister Colin Imbert after the special report of the Auditor General on the public accounts for the financial year 2023 in Parliament. Ramdas' lead attorney, Anand Ramlogan, SC, signaled the intention to make the application at a hearing before Justice Westman James on September 11th. James will begin hearing evidential objection on January 13th. He was also told on November 8th the Privy Council will hear the ministerial appeal of a parliamentarian aspect of Ramdas, or preliminary aspect of Ramdas, challenges over the appointment of the Harris team. His suggestion came after the judge expressed concern over litigations, the impasse given the extensive evidence filed, so far the legal fees issues. Now, in her lawsuit, Ramdas complained that Imbert's recommendation to Cabinet to initiate the probe, appoint an investigative team to investigate, make findings and recommendation, and report to the Finance Minister was biased. She also complained that Harris' team was mandated to make findings on her conduct and that Imbert was responsible for their remuneration. So at the end of the day, all the information goes back to Imbert. Does it go to any police team? Does it go to any investigating officers other than the Harris team? No, it goes to Imbert. Why does it go to Imbert? Imbert is not a police officer. Imbert is not a detective team. Imbert is a minister. So imagine this, Imbert put together a team so that they would investigate Ramdas and report back to Imbert. Imbert losing his marbles? He losing his marbles? Or is the seat too hot? Which one for Imbert? Which one for Imbert? Is it the seat too hot or he is realizing something else? Trinidad and Tobago, let me tell you something. The only way this matter will come to an end and the truth will be revealed is if Central Bank Governor give Ms. Ramdas and her team access to the check clearing system that Central Bank has. And that is the only way we are going to find out if Imbert is telling the truth. And for some reason or the other, somebody doesn't want the truth to come out. Of the $2.6 billion that is missing, Trinidad and Tobago is eagerly waiting the truth. We want the truth. We want to know where $2.6 or $3 billion went and why is it missing. The job to find that money belongs to Jayanti Ramdas. Belongs to her. And her team presently is being blocked from going into Central Bank to check on the check clearance system that Central Bank has. That is the only way Trinidad and Tobago we are going to get the truth. And if that system is being refused, well then how would we know? Does Colin Imbert have a say in the refusal of Jayanti going to the check clearing system? Why aren't they allowing her to go to Central Bank and fix the problem? It is taxpayers' money. The money doesn't belong to Clung Imbert. The money doesn't belong to the Central Bank Governor. The money does not belong to Jayanti Ramdas. But she wants to find out where the money went. She wants to know where the money went. Just like Trinidad and Tobago, we want to know where the money went. But for some reason, why? Is Central Bank not allowing her to check the check clearance system? Isn't that the new system Imbert said that caused a mistake for $2.5 or $3 billion to go missing? That is the same system. And why is it now that the person who have to find that money is not getting access? Somebody is blocking somebody, and somebody hand is in the cookie jar, we should say. We are calling name, but somebody hand is in the cookie jar that's not supposed to be in the jar. So what are we going to do for that? And that's the problem right there we are having. That is the problem right there. The person to find out how and why the money went missing is not getting access to that. And that is the problem. Now, you see Trinidad and Tobago, I'll tell you this, Once Central Bank give Ramdas access to that, we are going to find out. Trinidad and Tobago and the rest of the world that heard this news will find out if Clung Imbert is lying. We are going to find out the truth. And it's because of the truth, Central Bank doesn't want the person authorized to find the money go into the system. But nevertheless, who had a break at jail will break at jail. Who had a hair? Who hands was in the cookie jars? Well, we go find it. Yep. Chief of Defense Staff, CDS. Air Vice Marshal, Daniel, publicly acknowledging that the 8th large vessel for the Coast Guard being currently non-functional, opposition MP and the UNC Shadow Security Minister, Dr. Rudal Monilal, accused Daniel of sending a direct message to criminals. We have nothing in the sea right now. Listen to this.
The head of the Chief of Defense Staff, Mr. Daryl Daniel, he said that we expect soon, and he says 18 months or so. And this is the first time, the head of our defense establishment called Chief of Defense Staff has indicated to all smugglers, all traffickers, all illegal movement of immigrants, I want to give all you the news. We have nothing in the sea right now to look at you. So if you're coming, let us know. That is where we reach. Call first. If you can't come, call. That is what they are telling us. The Chief of Defense Staff told the international community of criminals that we have no seaworthy vessel now. I don't know if they have a raft operating that they can go out with at night or whatever. Rowley went on one of those vessels, remember, with Fitzgerald Hines, and spent a night out at sea. Not with Hines alone, but I think they went out on some trial business and so on. And they spent a night and boasted that they were so happy that we had these vessels, the hostile vessels, today not one working.
Now Trinidad and Tobago, during a press conference, Daniel admitted that the Coast Guard was having its own challenges, including that its fleet of 8 large patrol vessels, 6 built by the Dame Shipyard Dame Shipyard Group from the Netherlands, and 2 by the Australian shipbuilding company, Austral, are currently non-functional. I'll listen to this.
So is it that at this time, we have none of the large vessels that are functional?
Currently correct. But they are the last 2 hostile vessels are here, and they would more than likely be back in service quite quickly. Immediately, we should have, as I said earlier, within 18 months, the larger assets that we have, that's the 6 Damen and the 2 hostiles, back in full service, in addition to the interceptors that work along with those. But in the interim, immediately, we have been given authority, and we are pursuing getting appropriate vessels that are immediately available to come to our operational capabilities.
So Trinidad and Tobago, Monilal said this is the first time in the history of Trinidad and Tobago that we have a Coast Guard without one seaworthy vessel. He also accused the government of allowing the vessel to fall into the state of desperate repairs and a cost of billions of dollars. Trinidad and Tobago, listen to this very, very carefully.
The border.
Prime Minister said I can sleep at night now. We are protected. The border and the islands are not naked anymore or something like that. Watch now, 2024, both large-scale vessels are down. This is the first time in the history of Trinidad and Tobago, and I tell you, if you don't believe me, don't doubt me. I tell you, this is the first time in the history of Trinidad and Tobago that we have a Coast Guard without one seaworthy vessel. Not a single seaworthy vessel. So that they cannot guard the coast. They are just guard on land maybe, but not Coast Guard. All vessels are down. The 6 Daman vessels that we purchased before we left off this partnership, it came I think a few months after, all 6 are down. The 2 large vessels of the Australian Austral are down. They have allowed those vessels to be in a state of disrepair because they failed in the first instance to renew what is called service level agreements. When you buy assets like that, what is important is to have agreements for servicing, maintenance. They allow those agreements to crash. The boats then park up, the vessels park up. It became harder to repair. They sent some to Suriname, they sent to Dominican Republic. We don't know when they went, when they came back, what is the current problem. Nobody can tell you when those two large vessels became inoperational. Nobody can tell you when they became non-functional. When was the date that they could not go to sea? No one can tell us that. No one can tell us when they will be repaired.
Now viewers, Daniel also revealed that while the 8 large vessels, the 8 large vessels are out of commission, at the moment, the Coast Guard intends to expand and upgrade its fleet of vessels. When were they doing that? After these vessels come back, they're going to upgrade? Or they should have upgraded before sending the vessels to fix? Which one? Like I said, we in Trinidad, we doing things back to front. Yeah. Daniel said this was being done even as the current maintenance contract, which had been signed to refit the larger capital asset, are going. Now, he added that the intention is to have these assets back in service within 18 months on a phased basis. Now listen to this.
You would be aware of the challenges we have in particular with the Coast Guard presently, but to advise that approval has been received and is being actioned for the immediate repair of some of our smaller vessels and the acquisition of immediately available vessels of appropriate size and functionality for use by the Coast Guard, while the current maintenance contracts which have been signed to refit the larger capital assets are ongoing, with an intention to have these assets back in service within 18 months on a phased basis. So at the end of 18 months, you'll have all the 8 large assets of the Coast Guard back in service.
Now viewers, in 2021, the PM commissioned 2 Cape-class vessels to be built by the Australia, and back then, Dr. Rowley urged the Coast Guard to make full use of them as they have the capacity to enhance border protection. Listen to this now.
Of Trinidad and Tobago will now be known to be more secure to all comers, and that you enter illegally at your peril. I will sleep more comfortably now. Not that our borders are secure with a wire fence or with galvanized sheetings, but secure by these vessels being out there, particularly in the Columbus Channels and the areas of the Western Peninsula and around Tobago.
So now we are properly well secure. You get that, Trinidad and Tobago? We're properly well secure now. But I want to emphasize on it because I know the danger. So we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to hear from Erla concerning illegal migrants in crime after this.
Become a member of Real Talk Credit Union, now located at number 14 Coroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas. Open a fixed deposit with Real Talk Investments and get 4% on interest with interest payment being paid up front. Get in contact with us at 238-6716, 231-6219 or 339-1670. Real Talk Credit Union Cooperative Society Limited. Plant a seed today for a better tomorrow.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtor Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtor Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Coroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas or number 132 Paria Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on a roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery. At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Gentlemen, welcome back to Real Talk. Remember, viewers, it's Friday in Trinidad and Tobago. It's a night where we Trinbagonians come out to Lime to relax, to have a little drink, to party. But also remember, I cannot tell you if to drink or not. But if you are drinking, be safe on the nation's road. Please designate a driver. You know, we love to go drinking, driving. Designate a driver. It's Friday night in Trinidad and Tobago. Remember, we at Real Talk Financing, we are offering you 4% on fixed deposit. I make a mistake there, yes? We are offering you 4% on fixed deposit, viewers, for 5 years. If you invest $100,000 on a fixed deposit for 5 years, you are getting $20,000 up front in a check or in cash. Why? Because the $20,000 represent your interest of $100,000 that you would make in 5 years. No other financial institution is giving you this opportunity, viewers. Understand what I'm saying. No other financial institution is giving you this. Only at Real Talk you're gonna get this. Remember also, I'm a licensed money lender. Those of you looking for cash borrow, it's not a problem. You can contact me. As long as you have some form of security or collateral, as we would say, we would do business with you gladly. So viewers, our office phone number will be on screen shortly. Remember that, viewers, contact our office, set up an appointment. Also, be members of the Real Talk Credit Union. We have 2 locations, number 14 Carolina Savannah Road in Shogunas and 25 Cipero Street in San Fernando. Remember that, viewers. So, as we start back our program tonight, Commissioner of Police, Earl Haywood Christopher, have stated that the police will target any migrants involved in illegal activities, while denying she was specifically referring to Venezuelans. So let me pause there for a minute. Minus the illegal immigrants we have in Trinidad and Tobago. Minus that. Because every country, every single country around the world have illegal immigrants. Even we Trinidadians, there's one to go to Canada, the US, England, and stay past our 6 months that we have been given to stay in their country legally. And after these 6 months, we become, I should say, an illegal immigrant in that country. For ERLA and TDPS, we need to put crime away in Trinidad and Tobago. You know why I say away? We need to catch bandits. TDPS need to be more active in the community. Why am I saying community? Because in the community, we would hear who is doing what. Now, the COP also complained that a profilation of females individuals in gang activities and vowed to hold parents accountable for their children activity. She assumed, or she assured the illegal migrants that the TDPS will be coming after them. Oh yeah, watch me now. Ola can't come after criminals in Trinidad and Tobago, but she want to go after the illegal ones. The one who have status here, we Trinbagonian males and females, you can't come after them who committing crime, but you're going after the illegal one. Ola, you may play talk nonsense and watch me now. You should have really resign and go home, you know. Instead of you have somebody like Saieed coming on national television on a live program and bashing you as a criminal. As a criminal catcher in Trinidad. I'll listen to this video.
We also have the whether legal or illegal migrants involved in criminal activities. So we want to speak to the illegal migrants to let them know that we will be coming after them. In our bars, with all the illicit activities, we'll be coming after them.
She specified illegal and illegal immigrants. Earlier, you can't catch the Trinidadian in the act. Who causing Trinbagonian to be unsafe? Sleepless nights. You're going after the migrants. Let me tell you something. You ain't shame. You ain't shame. It's sad, you know. It's really sad. Ask how the police would come after migrants, such as whether by working with immigration officers. Ola said that there is collaboration with immigration, but said that we have legal and illegal migrants involved in criminal activities. Each division will be focusing on the illegal immigrants. Ola, watch me now. You should stay home. Listen to this video.
Yes, we have a collaboration with immigration, but I want you to be clear on what I said. I said we have legal and illegal immigrants involved in criminal activities, right? And yes, we will be. Illegal immigrants operate throughout the country. So we will be focusing, each division will be focusing on the illegal immigrants.
So my dear Ola, why it is that the division, as you're saying it bravely, the division will go after illegal immigrants? Why can't you say the division will also go after the criminal in the community, in the divisional area? Why can't you say that? Why can't you say that? Before the legal and the illegal migrant came to Trinidad, we had crime. We had criminal activity. But you're specifying illegal immigrants. It's stinking sad. It's stinking sad that you can't catch our people in an act or get information and lock them up for a crime. You specify illegal. Watchman is a stinking bloody hell shame. I telling you that. It's a stinking bloody hell shame. Call her good night.
Good night, Mr. Saieed. Great program as usual. And I want the citizens of this country to know, if they didn't know, and to be reminded that we have a bunch of politicians right now running this country that destroy this country. The PNF destroy this country, they destroy lives. So what do you expect with the Coast Guard vessels, citizens, and Mr. Saieed and the citizens of this country? What do you expect with the Coast Guard vessels? If they destroy that refinery, when nowhere in the world that ever happened, they destroy the sugarcane industry. What do you expect? They destroy the vessels too. So, don't expect nothing better from them. It's about bubble corruption on the handle. And so, Christopher, I giving you information tonight. You will get information on Real Talk. Your officers involved with bringing in migrants and transporting them all over this country, rotating them out from bar to bar and carrying on with illegal activities. They are supported by your officers. And to Mr. Scotland, who said that to report crime, Mr. Scotland, I want to give you information because your colleagues throw you under the bus, I don't know if you realize that. I want to give you information. You see, this extortion of money law that your government passed and then threatening the citizens, threatening is a serious crime, I want you to have but arrested, and all those who support him in that crime. And to those persons you said were arrested for extortion from citizens, Mr. Saieed and the citizens of this country, take my word, not one of them will make a jail, and they will end up suing the state and get millions of dollars, because extortion is legalized in this country by this demonic bunch of politicians that we are running this country. God bless you, Mr. Saieed. Keep up the great work you are doing.
Thank you, my friend. The cop also went on to ask, or was asked, for some specific of a plan to handle any criminals among migrants, and if there is a hotline available for Spanish speakers. However, Mr. Fitzgerald Hines stepped in to answer this question. So here what this sleepyhead minister had to say.
Mind, we have the counter-trafficking unit established under the laws of Trinidad and Tobago, and their purpose is to deal with reports of and to investigate and to treat with matters of human trafficking in the context of what you have just described. And yes, they do have the facility of Spanish-speaking interpreters, and there are hotlines, and their messages are sent out bilingually in that sense, and therefore the answer to the question is yes. And I would like to suggest that you direct that person to the counter-trafficking unit, and I assure you that all will flow smoothly from there.
So viewers, she said that much of the crime has long been happening under the nose of the authorities, who were now seeking to blame migrants. She said the police can do many things to tackle crime in Trinidad and Tobago. So why the hell are they not doing it? If the police could do plenty things, why are they not doing it? Ola, why TTPS not doing it? You want to come out and brag your mouth? Okay, no problem. The police could do many things. What keeping them back? What are waiting on a budget? What are waiting on pension? They're waiting on NIS. They're waiting on an incentive. What are waiting on more police vehicles? What are waiting on extra guns, ammunition? What are waiting for a next bulletproof vest? What the hell they're waiting on, Ola? Remember, you are the one making the statement earlier. What more can they do? Tell Trinidad and Tobago something to make them feel safe. The only thing you come out and do is tell the Trinidad and Tobago that we're going and start looking for migrants now and lock them up because illegal migrants in Trinidad and Tobago causing crime. What a duncy head statement you made. My 11-year-old son would have made a better statement than that. But it's sad to know that you are addressing Trinidad and Tobago like this. Really, really sad. At best you and Fitzgerald Hines Did a media briefing? Well, you know what? We recognize that there's crime in the country. We recognize that TDPS is trying the best. And what we need from you is time. That is all we need from you, the citizens. We need you to trust us, the TTPS. Why did you make a statement like that? It's sad. It's really, really sad. But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago, that's the Commissioner of Police we had. Or we have. The brain like fry egg. With nothing. So viewers, we have a call on the line? Caller, good night. Hello? Take care, get the click. So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, we're going straight down to WASA. Utility rate not pegged to property tax. Wanna listen that, eh? So property tax come out, WASA will carry up the bill, TNTech will carry up the bill, and I want to hear what all of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago have to say about this in the months that is coming up after this break.
Become a member of Real Talk Credit Union, now located at number 14 Coroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas. Open a fixed deposit with Real Talk Investments and get 4% on interest with interest payment being paid up front. Get in contact with us at 238-6716, 231-6219 or 339-1670. Real Talk Credit Union Cooperative Society Limited. Plant a seed today for a better tomorrow.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtor Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtor Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Coroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas or number 132 Paria Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Real Talk. We just had a little word there, but nevertheless, you know what it's be like. You know, sometimes we had to walk off to get a little toodly-doo bird singing, you know, and then come back on to bust the ears. So all I hear is, all I ready to pay more water rate? Am I here? All I ready to pay more water rate? Come now, man, let's say something. Or let's say something. All I done had to contribute to a $4 billion debt. All they didn't know that. It coming. It coming. The Water and Sewerage Authority is assuring that any increase in water and sewerage rate is in no way connected to property tax. The state agency issued a statement on the matter, the correct statement made by former governor and minister Mariano Brown. Mr. Brown said that the utility rates are pegged to property price and rates. He said that utility rates, certainly in the case of WASA, the rates are going to go up, whether we like it or not. And I was telling all of that, no, Saieed, you're talking nonsense. Really? Listen to all the face now.
But I think it's pretty obvious. I mean, have you looked at the long lines at the district revenue offices and at the Ministry of Finance? It is clear that people are paying their property tax. They're taking it very seriously. Yeah. I don't see that changing. What are they going to do with utility rates? Well, I think utility rates which are pegged to property prices and rates. So I think that utility rates, certainly in the case of WASA, the rates are going to go up whether we like it or not. The only issue is when will they make that decision?
They tell all that going up, all they don't want to hear nothing, Saieed, you're talking nonsense. The government can't do that. They just implement property tax. Good, I'll hold on there and wait for the bread to get butter in it. Wait for them to put a little peanut butter in it now. And wait for them to put on top of the peanut butter now. Wait for them to put a little cheese and a little lettuce and a little tomatoes and make a nice salad for you. And I will wash the bread right there and they have money to buy it. Call a good night.
Yes, sir, good night.
Go right ahead, my friend.
What kind of sandwiches are you making,
That's an expensive sandwich. You go want an expensive glass of water to wash it down.
I want to touch on three things real quick, boy. First of all, right, you were talking about Ula and them migrants, right? Tell me something. I'm trying to understand something here, right? How is it you going to find people that you have no information on? And the local people to which you have a database and you have information on,
you can't find them.
You can't find these people.
Thank you.
Tell me how that's possible. Who's she trying to fool me? Or she trying to fool the reporter she's talking to? Because she ain't fooling we, you know. And let me tell you something, Stuart Young who opened the borders and bring all them Venezuelans across there. If nobody else forget, people remember, he was the National Security Minister when they opened the borders and everybody coming here. Now they can't control the people.
Correct.
That's how we fought. That Rowley and the administration fought, and now they're putting it on Ula, like a speech. I tell you, she can't do nothing. You see the way she made that speech alone, right? I'm pretty sure she ain't convinced herself this. I what she's trying to say. But anyhow, let's forget about she. I see a partner, Saieed Ali telling the opposition leader to say sorry about the vaccine, right? Yeah? So when all first world countries were saying that the vaccine no good, and Keith Rowley and Saieed Ali was saying go and get vaccinated.
Correct.
You remember vaccinate to operate? Who come out of that thing? And Saieed Ali and Keith Rowley?
Yep.
And they make everybody want to take vaccine. And how people drop there already to take the vaccine. I don't know, I just say I know if it's linked, people saying it's linked. But I just making a reference here. The woman say fake. Keith Rowley come out with his own mouth and say that the vaccine was zero effective in the end. Tell me if I lie. Keith Rowley come out on our platform and say the vaccine was not effective. So the woman is lying. She just repeats what Keith Rowley says. But anyhow, let me bypass that too. I want to touch on the property tax before I go side.
Talk to me.
Let me tell you something, right? People going out there and standing up in the border inland revenue in front of the list, like when they were sharing vaccine, you remember people started planting.
I saw that today in South.
With umbrella in the rain, you remember that?
Yes.
Right. It's the same. They need local government reform to collect that property tax. Because that tax going into central government and you're not going to see that money again. People need to understand what's going on. When you have local government reform, that money will go to the corporation from the corporation level go to improve your community. When you pay that money for your property side, how you so sure they're taking that money and coming and cleaning your drain and paving your road with that money? You know where that money going? That money going to build all them high-rise and quarter space for certain people alone to go inside it. All your God wake up now is mobilizing all the like so right. As soon as people tell you there's a fine to pay for it and a fine to pay for that, all they're running to go and do everything right. I don't understand that, man. And let me tell you something before I go side. I got East Indian and I'm telling you one time, see East Indian people, they have no belly boy. They're real covered. Anything you tell them, they're quick to go and run and pay. Like them situation. You start paying them supporters, I will give them the kudos. They just stand up for the right thing when it's time to stand up. Anyhow, side, you enjoy it.
Thank you, my friend. So, we have all the person of interest. Megan there still? Megan pick? Yeah, let me push you up, man. Hey. It's Friday night. Megan, the office hasn't forgotten about you, and apparently you have forgotten about us. But nevertheless, this is just to remind you and the public that you are still owing Real Talk. The money that you borrowed, the company has not forgotten about you. And your pick will be running on this program until you pay your debt. And then we are going to retract it back and tell the public that you paid it so people can trust you again. But for now, they don't trust you. So we're going back to our story now, viewers. So hear this. When I tell all of what's going to raise price, all of them want to believe Saieed, you're talking nonsense. Where you get that from? We know, look, we have an increase in property tax. All I just said, Mariano said it coming. So now listen this now. He said, the money has to come from somewhere, given that WASA is in big debt. He said, those increase will fall on who? People like me, people like you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Who do you think is going to pay the government? No, when the government laps on their payment, it comes down to you, the citizens. To you, the citizen. TNT going to increase not too long from now. WASA going to increase not too long from now. You are to help pay back $4 billion. On top of that, you have your life and family to see about. You have your loan to see about. Let me tell you something. Some of you all in Trinidad and Tobago, when the frustration started hit all you, I know how we're going to make out, you know. I really know how we're going to make out. But you see, in times like these now, in times like this, Real Talk Financing, this come up with ideas to help you benefit. Like I said, when you invest with us, you invest $100,000 for 5 years, and you're getting an interest rate of 4% per year. $20,000. Imagine you're getting $20,000 to pay your bills. And you go grab that? And you will grab that? When you have to pay, at the end of every year, when you have to pay property tax, for $5,000 a year or so, could be more, could be less. And the $20,000 interest that you got from your principal that you invested, and you could pay your bill for 5 years one time? You didn't think about that, eh? That is a bill payment right there for you. And you wouldn't even have to worry again. You wouldn't even have to worry for the next 5 years. Why? Because you get interest up front from your investment. Who are you going to trust? You're going to trust Real Talk Financing. You're going to trust Saieed to be there. Call her good night.
Good night.
Go right ahead, you're live.
Huh?
You're live on television.
What I want to tell Saieed is, these people and them who are we paying tax in a line. A bandit, 3 bandits just had a plan and come and set them up. And within that setting up, they rob everybody, including everybody attached money on them. And everybody have more than $1,000 on them.
And that's what you're saying, it's unsafe.
Everybody understand what I'm saying? This is the clown attitude these people have. You understand? I just wanted to tell him that because look how easy about they can make money because you know everybody in that line of money.
Correct. The government, call out the government that here, you could stand up outside the rain falling, sun hot, they do business.
Yeah, but I know that this is something I just wanted to put it over to him. So he said, you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand.
Next day, brother.
Thank you, my friend. If 100 people stand up in front BIR with $1,000 each, how much you're getting right there? How much you're getting right there? Somebody call in and say something. That is $100,000 you're getting right there from 100 person at $1,000 per person. Is that safe? That would have been my next topic I was going on. Is that safe? Tanti who has 65 years and she stand up with she stick and she doing so. And she has she little purse on that she arm and she did so. And $1,000 in she purse here coming to pay for the year. And a bandit coming, how you think Tanti going and feel? Tanti could fall down with heart attack. Does the input care about your safety in front BIR? They don't even have an online system. They don't even have a system where you could go in the bank and put in the money there. No, they don't have that. You're lining up by BIR, rain falling, sun shining, no toilet to use, no bench to sit down, out in the open. Crongenberg care about that? No, he don't. He don't. Does the Ministry of National Security care about that? Because they have no police. Allah come na man. Allah come na man. Anybody talk about that? Nobody here talk about that. Who bring it to your attention? Who brings safety to your attention? Allah come say something. The young one, the old one, the middle class one. Man, woman, and children over 18. But adults stand up by BIR with the money in their pants pocket, with the money in their purse, with the money in their bosom. Just to pay property tax that input bully all you to pay. Look at that. Look at the volume of people, and each one of them have $1,000 on them. Look at the volume of people. Look at the volume of people, and everybody have $1,000 on them. You know why? They're going to pay property tax for the year. Look, come on, Trinidad and Tobago, let's get smart. If you could check how much people line up right there, but everybody have 1,000, how do you think they're going to look? Look at the crowd. Look at the crowd. Imagine that. Imagine that in birth. You put nothing in place. You bully the citizens and them by frightening them with a $5,000 penalty. While all you can give an account for $2.6 billion that gone missing in Trinidad and Tobago, but you're bullying the citizens. It's only I will come up on television and tell all of that, you know. It's only side will tell all of that. All your safety is at risk in front BIR office. In front BIR office, you're getting robbed. Crongenberg care about that? Crongenberg can't even answer for $2.6 or $3 billion that gone missing. Crongenberg bullying all with a penalty. He could come wrong me? Let me tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago. I am not paying no property tax. None. None. You could take a picture of my house. Let me tell you something. From now until you're waiting for the sky to open to see God, I ain't paying no property tax. None. How much ministers got exempted? Them houses what? Them houses is what? Tell me what them house is. Residential or commercial? The minister's house. What type of house is that? Is that an industrial house or is it a residential house? Let's say something now. Let's see why the name Real Talk is side now. Because I am side and it's Real Talk you're getting. So before you think about paying property tax, think about the safety at BIR with hundreds of people lining up. Think about that. Think about that. Is there any police officer looking at the crowd? No, there is none. It's sad, eh? It's sad, eh? But that is a real reality. That is a real reality. So what I gonna do now? Embird so want the money that they don't even have an online system. Embird don't even have the money, but they don't have an online system. They so want it. You can't even go in the bank to say, well, you know what? I'm going to put the money on the account for BI. No, you can't even do that. It's stinking sad, boy. It's stinking sad, boy, Embird boy. It's sad. It's sad. 2 minutes. So Trinidad and Tobago, I am Saieed Ali. And this program, the name of this program is Real Talk with Saieed. No news station is going to bring it real as this. No news station is going to tell you the danger that there is standing up there with your money in your pocket. No TV show in this country is going to warn you. That's going to tell you the truth about your safety with your little money in your pocket. Other than me, Saieed. Other than me. This is why we deal with the real issues, the real danger. Do we like it so? Do we like it like that? Huh? That is why I have been calling on the union leaders. Meet with your people. Hundreds of thousands of people in a union. And what all I want to do? All I only want to march for Labor Day? Only Labor Day, 1 day for the year, you all want to go and march? What they're doing? The union leaders in this country supposed to get hundreds of thousands of people together and keep a strike in Trinidad and Tobago. That is what they're supposed to do. That is what the union leaders in this country are supposed to do for the betterment of the country. What are we going to do? So viewers, we are out of time for tonight, but nevertheless, a repeat of this run, Friday night show will be shown on Monday morning from 11:30 to 12:30 p.m. and we'll be back here Monday night for a live program. We will talk with Saieed. Until then, be safe.